All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the first official episode of Autism Unedited. Despite the name, I will be doing a little bit of editing. But with me today, I have my co host, Kyle. Do you want to say hello, Kyle?
Yo, what up?
And I'm Dominic. So it's nice to meet you guys. We're just going to be discussing, mostly power scaling stuff. We'll bring up video games. We'll talk about the state of the world right now. We kind of want to make this podcast feel like it's just a couple of bros chilling, but let's just get into the topic for now and we can discuss the direction of the podcast at the end. So, today we're talking about Spider-Man fighting in all of Naruto's fights. We had already did a version of this podcast to prepare for when we did our first official podcast today. And we did a lot of the part one fights. We did all of the Naruto fights up until the pain fight, and we realized that Spider Man just clears all of part one very fast. So we're not even going to really get into that. We're just going to talk about Shippuden today, and we'll get into how he scales in Shippuden in a second. Is there anything that you wanted to add to this, Kyle?
Didn't he lose to Mitsuki?
Who, Spider Man? He lost to yeah, he lost to the Tony the Tiger Mitsuki from the filler episode.
I forgot we talked about that.
So yeah, we can kind of get into what we think about Spider-Man's strength and his speed and his durability. So I think Spider-Man's strength is somewhere around small island level to small continental, and that's like very, very wanking Spider-Man, that high continental. The small island I think is probably his base speed. And we can get into that. I'll show you this scan here. It's Spider-Man one punching Deadpool and knocking him out. And Deadpool has tanked an asteroid. That same asteroid probably would at least destroy a small island. And he didn't even have scratches on his suit. He was perfectly fine, didn't get knocked out at all, and one punch from Spider-Man knocked him out. So we know that he's at least going to be able to hit his opponents and probably take them out, if not with one punch, with a couple of them. And this is a Spider-Man that's probably in his natural state, and his natural state is holding back. He normally holds back. That's why people like Dr. Octopus can actually hit him and do some damage to him. So he naturally holds back. So do you have any contentions with this AP feat here, Kyle? Do you think that's a good starting point?
I think that's pretty fair. Like, he'll throw hands with like Hulk, and Hulk tank Hulk tanks some really nasty things, and Spider Man's not even really able to damage him. Like multiple scans of him fighting Hulk, and his hands are just like mashed to shit after he from just like trying to hit him. So his AP isn't crazy, but he's by no means weak.
Yes, and there's actually times where the Hulk says that Spider-Man can hurt him too. Where at least he says that Spider-Man hurts when he hits him. I'll have to find that scan. I didn't send that in, but that is something that he can do. Yeah, did you want to bring up any other feats for Spider-Man strength? I know you said you weren't really looking into it, but can you think of anything off the top of your head, strength-wise?
No feats in particular, just people that he fought. Like he fought Silver Surfer, he's fought Fire Lord. Speed Demon isn't like too crazy durability wise, but some of the better people. I fought Moreland. He was able to beat him a few times. I'm pretty comfortable with the AP that you gave him.
All right, yeah. So we know that he's gonna be damaging pretty late tier opponents in Naruto Shippuden, and me and him obviously we went over a decent amount of the fights. We know where we think he stops, but we're gonna get into that later. So his speed feats, this is pretty
Before
interesting. Go ahead.
before you get into speed, I just want to bring up that like in Naruto, like people can have crazy durability, but that's like based on them focusing in the fight. So like if they get caught off guard by Spider-Man and they're not like reinforcing themselves, like he definitely has opportunities to do like massive damage.
Right. Yeah, you're right. If you get caught off guard, you will get hurt a lot more. And we see that when people get hurt by kunai and stuff. And as we talked about before, Kyle, weapons scale to the person using them in Naruto. That's why, kunai can hurt high level ninja. But that doesn't matter. We're not getting into that right now. But yeah, I agree that focusing is what increases someone's durability. I think the light novels kind of get into that. The Itachi one especially talks about how he focuses chakra into his fist and able to break a boulder, and I don't think that's the same kind of focusing chakra that Sakura and Tsunade does. It's just something that shinobi do on their own.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any like direct statements that outright say that, but I know their power system is the chakra system is very closely similar to like Hunter x Hunter with the Nen, where like if they're not focusing on like defense, they will get rocked.
Right, exactly. I agree. So going on to Spider-Man's speed, one anti-feat I have for him is that he's dodging bullets and he actually gets hit by Cyclops' laser. But I don't think that's a huge anti-feat because Cyclops' laser, I believe, travels faster than the speed of light. And before that, in way earlier comics, he actually dodges an opponent that her attacks travel at the speed of thought. So Spider-Man is traveling faster than the speed of thought. And to top it off, he actually can react to light speed attacks like Naruto can. Let me just write something down here. And those attacks, I can't tell who's shooting them, but they are stated to be lasers. Kyle thought it was Mysterio. I honestly can't tell who it is, so I'm sure somebody in the comments will say something. And these lasers, he's perfectly reacting and dodging to them. So we could say that because of his reaction speed being enhanced due to the Spidey senses, that he's relativistic, if not faster than light. I would go with relativistic to light speed. I don't think that he's faster than light just because he's getting tagged by Cyclops' beam. But I think if he was in Naruto's situation, he would sense the danger and be able to move out of the way against Jubidara. So we can give his reaction speed to about there, which is almost the highest tier of reaction speed in Naruto Shippuden. It's not the highest. It gets faster than that later on when they're fighting Kaguya and stuff. But we can get into that when we get there. So his speed and strength are definitely enough to match up to Naruto characters, where I think he kind of starts to bottle out is durability. Now, you were showing me some Moreland feats, so I'll let you get into durability after I'm done throwing some stuff in there. Oh, also, I know you brought it up, but I'm going to just show some scans during this part. He does react to the Silver Surfer, and he actually tags the Silver Surfer. Now, obviously, there's nothing stating that the Silver Surfer's going all out, and I think it's implied that he's not going all out, but being able to tag the Perfect Herald is still a pretty big feat. So, Spider-Man gets caught up in an explosion against Venom, and the explosion explodes a large building, and Spider-Man is pretty messed up after it. He's talking about how he has to rise above it all and really push himself to keep fighting. His suit is destroyed and he's bleeding. I should be throwing the scans up right now. So these are pretty much what I'm going off of when I say that his durability is somewhat higher than large building levels, so I think attacks like Rasen Shuriken would one-shot him. I think Amaterasu would one-shot him. I don't think he's going to be able to regen over an Amaterasu. And some of the higher strength fireball jutsus also, I think, would be enough to one-shot him. So that's pretty much where I'm getting at when it comes to Spider-Man's durability. Do you have anything you want to throw in that?
Not really, no.
Alrighty. So you're alright and comfortable with saying that he's probably like large building, if not a little bit higher than large building level durability wise?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would make me believe otherwise.
I believe he actually tanks attacks from Thor. I don't have a scan for that right now, but I think he actually takes Thor's lightning. I could try and find that, but if he, that's a pretty big.
Yeah, I did bring that up earlier. I thought that I saw somebody say that he tanked attacks from like a suppressed Thor or Hulk. I couldn't find any scans of him like being directly hit by either of them. The closest thing I have to that is the Moreland scan that I sent you, where he takes a direct hit from Moreland, a vampire that killed multiple other spider people. The statement says that he was hit so hard that he was hit harder than he'd ever been hit by like Thor or Hulk. But like I said, I couldn't find anything of him getting hit by Thor or Hulk.
Yeah, so far that's his best durability feat that I've personally seen. Now, obviously, he survives getting large buildings falling on him, so that's why I'm saying he scales higher than large buildings. And he can, like, pick up a large building. I'll throw that scan up. But that goes into my next point is Spider-Man. Sorry, you can go ahead. I know you're about to say something. I'm going to just throw up the building scan right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, he's consistently getting thrown through, like, solid concrete and stuff, and like most of the time he's like completely uninjured. You brought up something about Venom knocking him through some concrete, and he was roughed up pretty bad. I don't think that had anything to do with like the building level. I think that's probably mostly from like Venom's AP messing him up.
Right. I agree with that.
I don't have a scan for it, but I've seen statements of him tanking like a pretty brutal attack from Electro. I don't have the scan, so I can't say how powerful the attack was, but I think that was one of the higher level durability feats that he had. Maybe we'll be able to find that later and throw it up.
Yeah, I should be able to find that and pull it up on there for you. So that should be up on screen when he's talking about it. Another speed feat for Spider-Man I forgot to mention is he casually reacts to Miss Marvel, and this is Carol Danvers, by the way, so she later becomes Captain Marvel. And he not only does he react to her, he also just blatantly outsmarts her and webs her up, which is a pretty good durability for his pretty good feat for his webbing as well. She wasn't able to react to his webbing, and she was actually subdued by it. So there's going to be a couple scans that I'll be putting on screen for that. So
we also have the one of him like tagging Silver Surfer like mid-flight.
Right.
He was able to up the Surfer, web his board, and hit him at the same time.
Yep, I got that scan already. Should be already up. So you guys saw that one. That one's obviously disgusting. So yeah, his durability is a little questionable, and I think I'll get into that. I'll bring up, he actually fights fear itself. He says, I can barely stand, I can't feel my right arm, and there's blood in my eyes and ears. He's stronger than me, I can't even hurt him. There is no hope. But luckily, I'm too big of an idiot to accept it. And as he goes through that monologue in his head, and by the way, fear itself is a modified version of the Thing. And the Thing has been stronger than Spider-Man pretty consistently. And this one is amped by whatever's affecting him. I can't remember the the context right now, so I'm sure I'm gonna get flamed in the comments, which is fine. That's what the comments are for. But anyway, so he's fighting the fear itself, and that's when he is able to damage him. He still loses against the fear itself, but he damages fear itself, which is pretty good feat for him, and it shows that he could push past his normal strength. And I don't have the scan for it right now. I'll have to look into it. But it's about his... Basically, he can push past his base strength even when he's not holding back. He can push past it even more because of adrenaline, kind of like Mark in Invincible. And I'm sure I can find the scan for it. And also the Web of Life, or whatever it's called, that Madam Web controls. He basically can get amps from that, so that's why he can get stronger than Moreland in certain situations. Obviously, he beat Moreland in the Cosmic Spider, but this is all tied together. So yeah, Spider-Man gets amps based on how strong his opponent is. If he can live long enough to get stronger while he's fighting, he will be able to beat opponents that he wasn't able to prior. But if they have one-shot abilities, it's gonna stop there. So, all right, I think we established everything. Do you have anything else you want to say before we just get into the topic?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so sorry it took so long to get into actually how Spider-Man's going to interact in these Naruto fights, but we wanted to establish how we saw Spider-Man going into this so you guys aren't confused on why he's either destroying certain people or just, you know, just getting destroyed by certain people. So I think the first fight that we go over is Naruto fights Orochimaru and Kabuto on the Tenchi Bridge. I think that's the first fight, right?
Shippuden or what we're doing?
Yep, Shippuden.
There's the bell test.
Oh yeah, we could go over the bell test if you want. I think Spider-Man gets the bell pretty fast from Kakashi, even without Sakura's help. But with Sakura's help, Naruto and Sakura were able to do it, so it's pretty clear that Spider-Man with Sakura could do it. No, Spider-Man's faster and stronger than Naruto at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Kakashi doesn't have any like blatant light speed feats at this point, so he's probably getting blitz.
Right, I think he gets perception blitzed and bells get grabbed, especially if Sakura's fucking with him. So
yeah, it's probably like that wouldn't even like devolve into a fight.
Yeah, it would happen pretty fast. I could see Spider-Man like webbing up Kakashi's eyes so he can't react with Sharingan, and then just quickly going in and grabbing the bells. That's probably how that would play out. Sakura wouldn't even be a factor. So now it's the Kabuto and Orochimaru at Tenchi Bridge, because we're not counting the Deidara fight. I think that's how it goes. Well, he gets the information. Yeah, he gets the information about Orochimaru from Deidara, I believe, and that's how they know to go after where to go for Orochimaru, right? Yeah, because that's exactly what it is, because they're supposed to meet Deidara there. Okay. Or Sasori, whoever it was. So, we know that Naruto in the Four Tails form was losing to Orochimaru, mostly. I can't remember why Orochimaru backed out of that fight. Do you remember what it was?
He was getting beat pretty bad by Four Tails, and what did he do? He like shot that long ass sword out of his throat, and he like pinned Naruto down, and he kind of just dipped out after that because his body was starting to reject him because he was getting ready to take over Sasuke.
So I think, yeah, that's true. So I think,
so Orochimaru was nerfed pretty bad in that fight too.
yes, he was. I think Spider-Man's obviously fast enough to tag Orochimaru. I just don't think that he has enough AP to put put Orochimaru down for good. And Orochimaru is super crafty. You can never really kill him. You know, so what do you
Yeah,
think?
it's kind of weird how Orochimaru was quote unquote killed by Sasuke during like the transference ritual. Um, whether that was like from the Genjutsu or like Sasuke just had like powerful will or whatnot. This really doesn't have anything to do with Spider-Man in the fight, but just to how he'd be able to actually put Orochimaru down. I would see the fight going as kind of like the same way where like he just puts Orochimaru on his back foot long enough for him to be like, all right, I should probably get the fuck out of here.
Yes, that's how I see it going too. I The only issue I see for Spider-Man is there isn't a lot of webbing points for him besides the forest in the background. So obviously you could like dip out into the forest, but the actual crater that was there, well, that crater was only there because of the fight between the Four Tails and him. So it's not like that would play out the same way. I think
It wouldn't
how
be very hard for them to move like 30 feet into the forest.
yeah, that's true, but I think Orochimaru would clear out the forest when he notices how Spider-Man moves out. Basically, how I see it going is it's just a battle of attrition that Spider-Man will win. So it's going to end in a draw, but only because Orochimaru is going to leave. Kind of like he did against Naruto. I don't necessarily not think that Spider-Man could kill Orochimaru if he could get his hands on him. It's just, I don't think that Orochimaru would let him get his hands on him, and the minute that he realized he's outclassed, he's just gonna leave, and I don't think there's anything that Spider-Man can do about that. And it's in character for Orochimaru to leave because he did against the Naruto, so. And Kabuto's not a factor in this fight. Kabuto gets speed blitzed in one shot. Even if he tries to harden his skin like he did against the Rasengan, I think we proved that no, Spider-Man's punch is harder than a Rasengan hits, so.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that Spider-Man wouldn't let him get away. I don't know if it's probably in character for him to let him like leave if he lost the fight. Orochimaru does have like the snake substitutions too. He could just like turn himself into a snake and dip out. Spider-Man might be able to catch him. He might not. But I think it's pretty fair to say that the fight would be in Spider-Man's favor and Orochimaru would dip out.
Yeah, I agree. So the next fight is Sasuke at Orochimaru's hideout. Um, Sasuke speed blitzes Yamato, which is a pretty good feat. He pretty much takes out all of Team 7 pretty fast, but I think, personally, I think Spider-Man's just in that next tier of a fighter that maybe the Sasuke that fought Itachi, the one that absorbed Orochimaru, maybe he would hold a better chance against Spider-Man, but because he doesn't have Orochimaru, even Curse Mark 2, I think Spider-Man would be able to beat Sasuke up into a bloody pulp. I think he's going to react faster than Sasuke because Sasuke isn't... Let's see, what are some anti-feats for Sasuke's speed at this point? There isn't a lot of them. I guess he does get tagged by Amaterasu when he does have Orochimaru absorbed, which
It's
is
not an anti though. That was against Itachi.
exactly. But Spider-Man's dodging people who are at the speed of thought at least, which Amaterasu should be at the speed of thought as well because it's at the speed of eyesight. Maybe Itachi just has a faster thought process than this lady does. Maybe this lady just has like the average human thought process, but I'm gonna say that it scales about equal to each other. Especially, we know that Spider-Man's dodging light speed attacks, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that he could. He could probably dodge Chidori. He's faster than Sasuke.
Well, he's easily dodging any lightning attack.
Yeah, well,
Even if
Chidori's faster
even if
than
you want to
lightning.
say Yeah, even if you want to say the lightning attack is boosted by like the chakra, Sasuke is not putting out any sort of like light speed feats at this point.
Maybe an AoE like Chidori Stream that could do some damage to Spider-Man, but not enough to hurt him and put him down. I mean, he's tanked way harder electrical attacks than that, I'd say. Right? Like, you wouldn't say Chidori's Stream is as strong as Electro's lightning. It's definitely not as strong as Thor's lightning.
I don't see him getting hit by it to begin with.
Right, he's going to dodge it. He's going to sense it and dodge it. So, that's another Speed Blitz GG in Spider-Man's favor. If you guys have any contention with that, make sure to let us know in the comments. I'm sure you will anyway.
Make sure to fuck off.
Yeah, make sure to like really add a lot of insults to it too. So yeah, he speed blitzes that Sasuke, I'd say. Next is Kakazu and Hidan. Now, we could just say Kakazu because Hidan Shikamaru fights, but when we talked about it in the trial episode, we made him fight Kakazu and Hidan at the same time. Like, we put him in Asuma's spot just because, honestly, Kakazu's not even an issue for him. I think Spider-Man hits harder than a Chidori. He's faster than Kakashi, so he's going to be able to take out all of the masks without issue. I don't see any of them causing him much issue besides maybe the wind style mask. I think that's got some decent speed feats if I can remember. What do you think about that?
I don't think too much about it simply because these characters aren't really in the tier where we know Spider-Man's getting stopped at. I just don't see him getting hit by any of these things. Like, Hidan is not touching him with the fucking scythe. We've got scans of Spider-Man throwing hands with like the Avengers. Like, I think that was like a 6v1. So these five like low tier Kakazu spawns probably aren't going to be helping him very much. Like,
Right,
he's not going solo against these things either. Like, he has who is there? Choji, Kakashi.
right. He's got so many people with him. Just Kakashi alone, I can picture him and Spider-Man working really well together. I just think that Spider-Man has really good team working, and Kakashi's smarter than Shikamaru. I'd say that Spider-Man's smarter than Shikamaru too, but not by much. And I don't think Kakashi's smarter than him by much either, but I think, they'd be able to work well together as a team. Choji, I'm not going to lie, he's a non-factor in the fight. But
At this point, yeah.
Maybe Spider-Man could like web him and like whip him into Kakazu when he's in this spiky ball form. That'd be kind of funny. But
True, he could do like the yo-yo thing that he does later in the series with like spider webs instead of the shadow.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot about that. That was a cool fight. I love Ino Shikacho together. Even though I didn't really understand what Ino was helping in that combo. I guess she sucked in the other person. Pause. With the, what are they called? The ninja tools. What ninja tool is that? The Sage of Six Paths ninja tools. He made him say the name, I think. That's how he got sucked in, right? He made him say the name. Pause again.
Who? What are we talking about?
The Gold and Silver Brothers? I know she didn't, but she didn't make him say it.
No. That was it Darley? Is that his name?
Oh, yeah. My bad, guys. You're right. All right. So, yeah, Kakazu's getting speed blitzed. If Hidan's in the fight, he gets speed blitzed. There's no way Hidan does anything. Kakazu's more of a threat, and he's not a threat. I know I put the raw durability meme on the front. It's not a factor. He gets destroyed. Those masks are paper to Spider-Man. And I don't even feel like proving it to you guys. I don't feel like proving it to you guys, so you just have to take my word for it.
Yeah, he could also just like web these things up and BFR them.
Yes, as we saw with the Miss Marvel scan, clearly his webbing is pretty strong. I'm sure Miss Marvel broke out of it like right after, but it's interesting. So here we get to the Itachi clone. This is pretty fun. I like the Itachi clone one because if he one shots the Itachi clone and there's not really a chance for the Genjutsu to hit. So I'm pretty sure the Itachi clone and the Shisui Crow Genjutsu happens at the same time. I tried to Google it before we started recording, but uh, the Google AI is so bad right now, so I didn't even bother double checking. I'm probably wrong. Maybe it doesn't happen in the same arc, but I thought it did. Right before Sasuke, right before Sasuke and Itachi fight, and that's when Naruto fights the Itachi clone. I think maybe it happens earlier in the series, but anyway, there's a possibility that we're just gonna assume that all the actions that happened in Naruto happened to Spider-Man if Spider-Man plays out the same way. So if Spider-Man one-shots the 30% Itachi clone, which is very possible, then I don't really see. No, Kyle, doesn't the Itachi clone come into play because of correct me if I'm wrong, but the Itachi clone comes into play because the Datara fight, right? They're trying to stop him from reaching the they're trying to stop him from reaching Datara and saving Gara, right? That's why the clones show up, cuz that's when Guy and the rest fight the 30% Kasame clone, right?
I think you're right.
Okay,
For
so
some reason, I was under the assumption that that happened when they were looking for Sasuke when he was going to fight Itachi.
right, me too. I think they were just looking for Sasuke, and that's when Itachi intervened. Kind of like when Sasuke and Itachi had that fake fight in the cave. You remember that?
Yeah.
So I think that was around the same time. So sorry about that, guys. Obviously, Spider-Man takes out that 30% Itachi clone without help from anybody. The Genjutsu is an issue, but Spider-Man does have mental resolution. Actually, I'm going to write down this scan real quick.
Resolution.
Mental, what is it called? Mental fortitude, I guess? I don't know. Fuck you, Kyle. If it wasn't you roasting me, it'd be somebody in the comments. If anybody even fucking watches this. So anyway,
I hope the resolution is enough for them to watch it.
He can he can resist like attacks that make him feel grief, which is actually funny enough the exact Genjutsu that Itachi hit Naruto with. So I think that's pretty much perfect for what we're talking about here. So
we didn't discuss if he would even like get the crow, because like Spider-Man's and Naruto's like fights we're doing for this, but Itachi only gave Naruto the crow because he saw Sasuke as a friend. And this will only be relevant later, but are we gonna say that Itachi's just gonna give Spider-Man the crow? Like,
yeah, I think
because
we'll break it up into two different categories. If he doesn't take the crow, or if he does get the crow. We'll just break it up when we get to that fight, which obviously you guys know what fight we're talking about, but we'll break it up then. So does that sound good?
Yeah, this really wasn't a fight. Like, Itachi didn't fight any of them. I think he just like gave him the crow and dipped.
Right. All right. Well, this is
where
he
literally gave him the crow and he walked away, and everybody else was like, "The fuck just happened?"
Right. Well, this is the next fight here. It's Pain now. So this is where we stopped last time. Originally, we thought Spider-Man stops at Pain, but we realized that his speed should be enough to be able to take out all the Pains. And obviously, we know his attack potency is strong enough. So go ahead, Kyle. Why don't you get into Pain first? How do you think Spider-Man... This is everyone's biggest reaction. Planetary devastation. I forget what the actual term is for that. But what do you think, Kyle? about Spider-Man versus that attack, because that's what everybody's going to go to.
About Almighty Push.
Planetary Devastation, sorry. Almighty Push we'll get into after, but that's the biggest contention that everyone's going to have to Spider-Man winning this fight is Planetary Devastation. I don't even think Almighty Push is going to be what people complain about, but we'll get into that.
Okay, so my thing with Planetary Devastation, when we were talking about this, I said that Payne wouldn't even use it. Because Spider-Man is not the Jinchuriki. We're not. Fuck, that kind of like fucks everything. It's like, why the fuck would Payne even show up?
Right, but we're just all of the fights that Naruto are in is Spider-Man's. It doesn't matter if there's no reason for him to attack him. It's still
Shut the fuck up! I was talking.
All right, my bad.
Anyways, we'll just assume that Ninetales was there in the village for some reason, and Spider-Man's taken Naruto's spot. Planetary Devastation, I don't think he's going to use it on Spider-Man. If we're going to say that Ninetales is in the village, like somewhere else, and he's just having a hard time with Spider-Man, I don't think he has any good reason to use it. I think he only uses the Planetary Devastation like once in the series, and it was for Ninetales because he was just getting dog walked by it. If he does use it for any reason, his is the core. It's not like Sasuke's, so he has to like move the core in, and Spider-Man has to get sucked up into it. I don't think Spider-Man would allow that to happen.
Spider-Man's
the force from the ground. If you watch the show, it isn't enough to just pull people into it. Well, I don't know if I could say that because there wasn't anybody else around, and obviously Payne wouldn't be affected by his own jutsu. So.
Well, where was Hinata's dead body? Was that still chilling, or did that? Yeah, where was Hinata's dead body?
Actually, we can use the Planetary Devastation from the later fight with Nagato and Itachi. Itachi, B, and Naruto, none of them were being like directly
sucked in. They were just on the. They were just on.
They
the
were
rocks.
just chilling on the rocks, right?
In fact, I think this is perfect for Spider-Man. A planetary. If he did get sucked into it, his webbing is a perfect counter. He just webs out as the rocks collect, and then he'd just be on the outside of it. You know what I mean?
He could just jump out and swing off of a rock or something. I actually don't think it's as big as a problem.
I totally agree. Now, the biggest issue that most people probably didn't think about is Almighty Push Shinra Tensei. I think Spider-Man, the issue is like if he does get hit by it, there's that window between uses that Spider-Man's going to be able to close that gap in very fast. And he's going to be able to one-shot the Diva Path. Now, we haven't got into the other paths of Pain. I don't even really want to because Diva Path is the strongest, and we know that he can one-shot the other ones even when they're working together. He's going to be able to react to the Chameleon because of Spider Sense. The dog might be an issue, but he could probably web it down every single time it gets into play. I know you guys are like, well, that's putting a lot on Spider-Man, but he fights the Sinister Six. We know that he was getting ready to fight those Avengers. He's walked through the Avengers before. They were trying to stop him from getting to Mary Jane. I'm going to see if I can write down this scan. This is when everybody's favorite character, Paul, was added. He was
I'm Paul.
Yeah, he was trying to save Mary Jane from a alternate universe, and the Fantastic Four, I think it was, and the Avengers were trying to stop him to like be like, yo, what's going on? Can we help you? And he, not only does he like dodge and blitz them, he actually like hits a couple of them because they're trying to physically stop him. I'm pretty sure. I'll have the scans up right now, but point is, you know, he's not a stranger to fighting multiple people at once, and I don't think that the summons are going to be able to do enough damage. The panda is just a blocker. I don't even think he uses the panda in the fight against Sage Naruto anyway. So those are all non-factors. So just the Diva Path is the issue, and I don't think Spider-Man is going to have too much of an issue from tanking an almighty push and then closing that gap. Go ahead.
But Dom, teamwork though. He's fighting six dudes.
Oh yeah, the ultimate teamwork though. Yeah, it's actually just technically one dude controlling all of them anyway, so there is no real teamwork. Is there anything that Pain could do to one-shot him? I don't think Pain has a ability to one-shot him. Obviously, we're
Nah, I think
saying
the worst thing I think he could do to him would be like Bancho Tenin him into like a chakra rod, but that's not going to kill him. And honestly, that's going to put Spider-Man right where he needs to be.
yeah, if he does make Spider-Man close that gap. Now, Pain does have some nasty reaction time. I could not find anything on Spider-Man's combat speed, but if we go off the scales from him punching the Silver Surfer, I imagine it's fine. He can land a hit on Pain. But Pain does dodge like point blank. He does dodge that point blank Raikiri. You know what I'm talking about?
He does, but I don't. I won't say that Kakashi is like even at relativistic at that point, but he does kind of like no diff dodge that.
Yeah, he does no diff dodge it. So that is something. But I think, well, Spider-Man could just web Pain down, and then there's nothing Pain can do about the punches. Almighty push, maybe, but as long as Spider-Man's smart, he can plan something out and get him webbed down and punch him within that window. So
Yeah, he does have a speed advantage against Pain.
yeah,
So
Pain isn't as fast as
that one
Carol
second
Danvers.
time window is that 1 second time window will help him out a lot.
Yeah, and Pain isn't as fast as Carol Danvers. Even when she was Miss Marvel, I don't think that's fair to say. So, all right. So the next fight after Pain, I think we're fair to say that he wins.
Yeah, and for all of you that are pissed about that, just wait until we get to Nagato. I have different opinions about that.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Now we have Sasuke at the Samurai Bridge, the one that fought Naruto. If we're just saying Spider-Man's faster than the Kakashi that fought Pain, then he's gonna be able to work down a weaker Sasuke that is going blind from the fight with Kakashi. No issue, I'd say. You know, wouldn't you say? I don't think Spider-Man's gonna be worried about Susanoo arrows. I don't think Sasuke was able to use the Susanoo after his fight with Kakashi anyway. So it's just gonna be another speed blitz in Spider-Man's favor against Sasuke. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, if it was a stronger Sasuke that was nerfed, um, the arrows completely blitzed Danzo, but I'm not scaling Danzo because nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And Kakashi wasn't fast enough to dodge it. He himself stated that he needed to pull out Kamui, or he would have died.
Actually,
But
I just want to bring something up about Danzo. Everybody likes to meat ride Shisui, but Shisui got blitzed by a Danzo that didn't even have his Sharingan arm yet, and so he had no Sharingan at this point. So he got blitzed by a weaker Danzo than the one that Sasuke fought. And a lot of people seem to believe that Shisui is stronger than the Itachi that fought Sasuke, which has got to be such cap if that's the case, because Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke isn't even as strong as Mangekyo Sharingan Itachi. People get this misinterpreted because Shisui used to beat Itachi in their fights most of the time, but that was before Itachi even had a Mangekyo Sharingan. That's what people completely misunderstand. And sadness and rage amps your Sharingan. We know that because of the Sasuke light novels, I'm pretty sure. It's when they were going to kill Sakura in front of Sasuke in order to amp his eyes, which is a terrible idea. Why would you want to piss off Sasuke? But anyway, that's my point. So
let's rage amp our op before we cap his ass.
Dead ass. So yeah, Sasuke. So Shisui is not as strong as people say. Shisui is fodder. I just wanted to bring that up. And his Mangekyo abilities suck. They're terrible. The Mifune was able to break out of it the minute he realized he was under it. So, and also Obito was able to use his base Sharingan to control the Mizukage, which was a Jinchuriki. You're not even supposed to be able to use Genjutsu on Jinchurikis. And he was able to fully control him the entire time he was Mizukage. So think about that for a second, and then say that and then try to tell me that Kodo Matsukami is strong. It's not. A base Sharingan did the same thing, and it did it better. So,
I really don't like the way you're talking about my boy Shisui right now. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, we can have a Shisui discussion later, but I just wanted to bring that up. He's fodder. Yeah. So the Sasuke at the Samurai Bridge, it's not even a battle. I think the pain fight was more of a fight for him. Like, Naruto didn't even need to use Sage Mode. He didn't bust out Sage Mode at all. They were just fighting. Naruto was just fighting him to talk to him, and Sasuke was like, get the fuck away from me. So, it's not a real fight. Spider-Man speed blitzes that Sasuke, too. You got any issues with that?
I got issues, but not with that.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Shisui thing later, but we can't talk
go
about
fuck
that.
yourself. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, dude. Chill out. You're meat and ride Shisui right now. All right. So we have the Ninetales fight. This one's pretty fun. I don't really know how Spider-Man's gonna do against this one. I mean, he does land hits on the Hulk, so, and I think the Hulk could probably beat the Ninetales. Like early Hulk. Because that was the one that Spider-Man was hurting, by the way, was early Hulk. It's not like modern Hulk or World Eater Hulk.
I forgot what we talked about for this fight, but I thought he wouldn't have too much of a problem with it, but I can't remember why I thought that.
I think you made a joke that he gets the Kushina love amp.
Oh, true.
And then, because Spider-Man never had a mother, just like Naruto, he just gets that, like, orphan amp that they get when they feel, like, motherly love.
Yeah, in all seriousness, though, I don't think he'd get, like, the hatred debuff that, like, he tried to put on Naruto before Kushina showed up.
That is interesting.
I don't think he'd have any problems with that. If he fought fear itself, and he's had several other occasions where
people try to guilt him.
Yeah, I don't think that would work on him per se.
Yeah, Spider-Man's pretty much. There's sometimes where he second guesses being Spider-Man, but he's pretty resolute in how he is as a person. So
yeah, this is only half of the Ninetales too.
And Sage Naruto. Sage Naruto isn't. I would say that Spider-Man outclasses Sage Naruto pretty good.
I would agree with that. He doesn't have anything like.
I think they're
crazy.
Maybe not equal in terms of reaction time, but they're pretty equal in terms of strength. I'd say Spider-Man lifted a huge building off of him. I think he could probably pick up the Ninetales and do what he did. I just think that biggest issue I have is how is he going to damage Kurama? And what is his goal? Like, how does he even defeat Kurama? Does he just get the Ninetales chakra? Or just, obviously, we just put him in a situation that he isn't able to stop his chakra from getting pulled out like Naruto got him in. So
I would just say he needs to like incapacitate him.
Yeah. Well, I think one punch from Spider-Man is not incapacitating the Ninetales, but I would say that it's hard to say. I don't think the Ninetales is reacting to Spider-Man though. I don't really know some feats for Ninetales reaction speed. He gets blitzed by Madara. At least the other tailed beast gets blitzed by Madara. It's not really a blitz. He uses his limbo clones. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there really is any speed scaling for the Ninetales.
I don't think he's particularly fast. I think he's just strong.
Well, he's got to be decently fast. Kushina and Minato couldn't dodge the nail. I know they were trying to protect Naruto, the baby, but I guess they do react to the nail. Alright, they react to his nail, so Spider-Man's reacting. Obviously, Kuruma was trying everything to kill Naruto. And if Minato, who's one of the fastest characters, but I think Spider-Man scales to Minato's speed. And we'll get into that if you want, but I think Spider-Man's able to react to the Ninetales, be able to punch. I think if Spider-Man punches the Ninetales like 10 times, the Ninetales probably get knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a longer battle. He doesn't have to one-shot it. Honestly, I think Sage Naruto does have better AP than Spider-Man, with like his massive Rasengan barrage and stuff like that. Obviously, Naruto has the ability to like actually incapacitate Ninetales, but I think not a long fight, but something more drawn out. He'd be able to like knock some sense into him after a while. I don't see Kurama like being able to take him out, so it's literally just attrition after that.
I agree. Yeah, it's a battle of attrition, and we know Spider-Man can fight for hours. Okay, so the next fight is Itachi and Nagato versus Killer Bee and Spider-Man. So this is where the Shisui clone comes into play. Or the crow. I keep saying clone on accident.
Yeah, if we give him the crow, it's 3-on-1. And if we don't, it's 2v2. And that's a pretty brutal 2v2. So why don't we just go over both of them?
Yeah, we'll go over the 2v2 first. And if I'm being honest with you, this is where Spider-Man would stop if he didn't have the crow. I don't think he's going to be able to...
Fuck.
I think he reacts... I think Itachi can react to him. Itachi's reacting to... This is where the Itachi meat riding is coming into play, guys. Just to let you know. So, Itachi is reacting to Nagato, who is speed blitzing Killer Bee and Naruto at the same time. They both get grabbed and are about to have their soul ripped out. I might have to throw this on screen, so let me write this down real quick. We are almost at an hour, by the way. Not that that's a huge deal. I just wanted to let you know.
Jesus, it did not feel like that long.
So, we're almost done, though, because it's going to go to Madara and the 5 Kage. We'll just probably skip the Madara fight just to save time. Because it's not even really a fight. He just has to survive until the 5 Kage get there, and he will. So, yeah, I think Itachi's Amaterasu isn't fast enough to tag him, but if he is able to tag Spider-Man, it would kill him. Tatsuka Blade is a GG. Spider-Man's not getting past the Susanoo. I think Spider-Man could break a Susanoo rib, but I don't think he's getting past the full Susanoo. Obviously, the Yada mirror.
Definitely not the Yada mirror.
Yeah, he's not punching through the Yada mirror. I am not under the impression that the Yada mirror is omnidirectional. So if he were to get behind it, I think maybe he'd be able to shatter it if he were to like Ora. But Spider-Man usually doesn't punch multiple times in succession as far as I know. At least, well, he does against the Hulk, so maybe he would do it. But I don't think he's going to be able to take him out, because the only way to be able to seal them is going to be Killer Bee's ink sealing, and that's not going to be the best. That's not going to be I don't think we have any feats for that sealing. We don't know how long it takes, and he wasn't able to bust it out against them to begin with, so I just think he loses in this situation. Especially if Nagato and him are working together. He can get put under a Genjutsu. If he gets hit by Tsukiyomi, it's over for him. I don't think he has I don't think he has enough mental resistance. He would at least be put in a coma like Kakashi, I'd say. I don't know if it would kill him. I think he has enough durability to survive it. Definitely enough mental fortitude too. but I think it would put him out of commission, just like it put Kakashi out of commission. Let's see. And Nagato, if he is put under a Genjutsu, Nagato can put him in the planetary devastation pretty fast. Itachi carries the fight against Nagato. He keeps B and Naruto calm and directs them how to fight Nagato. So yeah, I do think this would be a lose in Spider-Man's position. What do you got to say?
I absolutely agree. And Itachi's actually got a crazy support role in that fight if it was the 2v2. Naruto or Nagato like almost bullied all three of them if it wasn't for Itachi.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
So if you put Itachi on the other side of that fight, like that would have been the end of the series right there.
Right. So yeah, we'll just say that he loses that fight, probably gets hit by Tatsuka Blade. I know a lot of you guys are probably really mad because...
No, he's not getting hit by Tatsuka Blade. No, he's not getting hit by that. Absolutely not.
I think he could if Nagato and him are working together. Why not? He just uses, what's that word? He uses Universal Pull and just Universal Pulls him into the Tatsuka Blade. You think he's going to be able to react to that? Maybe he could.
Fine, I guess. But, like, if that were the case, he'd just rip his soul out. Nagato would.
Yeah, you're right. That is true, Nagato. Well, the soul ripping seems to take a lot longer. Once you get hit by the Tatsuka Blade, it's GG.
No, it actually doesn't take very long. It only took long because Naruto had like some weird fucking plot armor where he was able to like hold his soul.
Yeah, I guess he was doing that against the Nine Tails, so I guess that makes sense a little bit.
I don't know why I was so triggered by the thought of Spider-Man getting hit by a Tatsuka Blade, but
I just don't know what else. Amaterasu is pretty much the only win con then, besides Planetary Devastation and Genjutsu mix.
Oh no, they could just outright kill his ass. Like I'm under no assumption that those two cannot fucking just kill Spider-Man.
Yeah, I am inclined to agree with you on that one. So the next one is, well, we could do the third Raikage. It's pretty fast. Spider-Man's battle IQ is faster. He's used Juggernaut's weight against him before. I know I was arguing you against this yesterday, but I looked into it more. I totally agree with you now. He takes out the third Raikage faster than Sage Naruto did.
You mean first form Tailed Beast Naruto?
Tailed Beast Naruto? What?
Yeah, he had his first cloak.
Oh yeah, he was fighting KCM1, but then he switches to Sage mode.
I was thinking about fourth Raikage when Naruto blitzed fourth. That's what I was thinking of. Third Raikage. Yeah,
that would have been before the Itachi Nagato fight. I think Spider-Man could dodge the Raikage coming at him though. Personally, I think Spider-Man's faster than Minato. I don't know if that's contentious, but he's at least the same speed as Minato. Not KCM2 Minato. Not KCM2 Minato.
No, not KCM2 Minato. That is probably the most powerful character in the series. I would
speed-wise, maybe.
I think Flying Thunder God would definitely give Spider-Man some issues with Minato's base speed on top of that.
Yeah, definitely. He would be so tricky to like put in webbing and actually land a hit on. That would be such a hard fight for Spider-Man. We could do that sometime, but not right now.
It's almost like Miles fighting. Who's the boss in the Miles movies? The fucking faceless dude, Spider-Man looking dude. Spot. That's almost like him fighting. That's almost like Spider-Man fighting Spot.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. Also, I never really thought about this, but are the Spider-Men from Enter the Spider-Verse, are they universal durability? Because they're like tanking that universe, like that teleporter thing that switches universes.
It's probably closer to like a what's the thing that Thor uses? to travel? I forgot the name of it.
Oh, the Mjolnir.
No, not Mjolnir.
No,
He
I'm
can
sorry.
use Mjolnir to travel. The gate,
Yeah, I
the
know what you're
cosmic
talking
gate.
about. I forget the
I
name
can't
of
think of
it,
the
but
fucking name of it.
it's got a. It's not Yggdrasil, right? What is that?
No, that's the tree.
I know, but I know, but in God of War they used a tree to travel, so I wasn't sure if it was the same
The
for Mjolnir.
Bifrost.
The
Bifrost.
Bifrost, yes.
I would assume it's something similar to that.
Yeah,
And
that's
you don't have to have any sort of durability. I think Thor's girlfriend goes through the Bifrost.
yeah. She does. She does. They actually, Thor and Loki fight in the Bifrost, meaning that they have immeasurable speed, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that on somebody was scaling Helga. Is that her name?
Yeah, she is ridiculously strong. Yeah, I don't even want to
Yeah.
think about her in a verse battle. Her and Kratos would have an epic fight, actually.
Yeah, but I don't think the Spider-Man have universal durability because they can use the Bifrost.
That's fair. Okay. So yeah, this is
Where were we?
where he actually stops. Because we were talking about the Third Reich Hage. We were just blabbing about it. This is the last thing we wanted to talk about. It's Obito with the Jinchuriki. And this one is pretty.
Pretty
This one's
brutal.
pretty sad. Yeah. So, me and you were talking about it earlier. We know that the Nine Tails, right? The full Nine Tails has the ability to turn the surface of the world to ash if we take what the data book statement says literally, which we are. If you guys have a problem with that, doesn't fucking matter. Me and Kyle are pretty much just doing my action figure. My action figure beats your action figure. That's what we're doing. We're not professionals. We're not Seth the pro groomer. You know, we're not using fucking math. All right, math is gay. We're just talking. So if you guys have an issue with the Ninetales turning the surface of the world to ash, even though Naruto could probably destroy a planet by using 5,000 shadow clones and making them all using massive Rasengan barrage and hitting the planet, it could probably crack the earth open. I'm going to assume that that's possible just because Spider-Man's punch is able to break the moon in half. But whatever. Point is, you know, all half of turning the surface of the ash is at least multi-continental, and we know Spider-Man's durability is probably small island to large building level, you know, depending on how you want to scale him. Obviously, he tanks some insane attacks when he has amps, but we're just using base Spider-Man. We're not even using symbiote. And all of the tailed beasts combine their strength to match up a tailed beast bomb against Naruto, and they actually equal out. Because they equal out, I'm going to say that all of those tailed beasts together could probably turn half of the surface of the earth to ash, so they're at least multi-continental.
Well, wait. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Go ahead.
If we're gonna say that those five-tailed beasts are equal to Naruto's half of the nine tails, which Spider-Man already fought, right? He fought half the nine tails in the Dream World thing.
Yes.
If we say he won to that, then why is it not reasonable to say that he could beat the five? I mean, also Obito's there, so that would kind of suck.
Because Naruto never got into the situation where he was getting hit by a tailed beast bomb. That's why. I don't think
Oh, okay.
Naruto would be able to tank a tailed beast bomb, so Spider-Man wouldn't have really gotten to that situation either. I think the minute they tried to chit, and this applies to these tailed beasts too, I don't think they're going to be able to hit him with a combined tailed beast bomb. I'm just saying that their power combined could be multi-continental. And then you're going to go ahead and throw on Obito, and you're going to go ahead and have a bad time for Spider-Man. He's not going to be able to tag Obito. I think he is faster than Obito, right? And
Yeah, if it isn't bad enough, Madara also shows up not too long after that. So
this is Spider-Man's stopping point. I could see him knocking out some of the Jinchuriki, especially if they throw if they go in at it separately. But the minute Obito realizes how strong Spider-Man is, he's going to send all of them in at once. And it took KCM2 Naruto to beat them. Also, that's what I was going to bring up too. So Jinchuriki are stronger than just the Tailed Beast alone. So that's why that Tailed Beast Bomb is stronger than a Tailed Beast Bomb that's inside Naruto's psyche. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all. So it's different than just if Spider-Man was fighting just the Nine Tails. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
he's got to fight Obito. He's got to fight all of the five-tailed beasts. On top of that, I could see a scenario where he's able to take down some of the tailed beasts, but Obito is able to grab him, maybe bring him into the. If he brings him into the, what's it called? Kamui dimension, I don't see him getting out unless Obito has to go back in the Kamui dimension, but he could theoretically just starve out Spider-Man, which would take a while, but it could happen. So battlefield removals in play. I think Spider-Man is able to take out some of the tailed beasts, but the minute Madara shows up, it's over. So anything you want to add to that?
No, I think Obito by himself is kind of a stopping point for Spider-Man. They're kind of relative speed-wise, and Obito is kind of like a more annoying spot
Yeah,
with
I
battlefield
agree.
removal.
I agree with that. All right, so Spider-Man loses here, unfortunately. He probably. How does the fight play out? Like you said, there's the battlefield removal. I think Obito could get up, chain him up because Obito was using some chains. I'm pretty sure he was also using the chakra rods, and
I don't think he was using chains, but
he didn't use
that
chains
was
in
just
that fight. I swear he was using. Oh, it was just the chains that he was grabbing the Jinchuriki with. I'm thinking of the chakra chains. You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
You're thinking of when he fought Minato with the chains, which would be fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that would be really nasty here. I wish he would have kept using them. It's probably just because they were too strong. So anyway, yeah, so Obito's his stopping point, unfortunately. He got really far, but this is just where Naruto takes that insane turn into Dragon Ball.
This is where
So
all the super hacks come out.
definitely.
Also, for all of you wondering, he doesn't win any more fights.
Yeah,
Just
Cosmic Spider-Man's a different
in case
story.
y'all weren't mad enough, he's not winning anything else in the rest of Naruto.
Yeah, definitely not. Sasuke poops on him at this point. Madara
Jubidara poops
poops
on
on
him.
him.
Jubito poops on him.
They just he gets shitted on so much. So
Kaguya, like
Kaguya
yeah,
molests him, dude. It's not even funny. It's disgusting. The only chance he has is if he takes off his spider mask and he's like, "I love you, baby." That would be. He's got to put out some of that Brooklyn swag.
it's funny when we were talking about it how you pointed out that Naruto like hard carried that fight, and I didn't realize it until you said it.
Definitely, Naruto had to save so many people during that fight until Kakashi got his both the Mangekyo amp. That was about it. All
Yeah, the
right.
most bullshit amp in anime history.
Definitely just made Kakashi like average Jonin stronger than both the reincarnations of gods. Anyway, so it's running a little long. I didn't want to get it to this point, so I'm totally fine if anybody clicked off. And I just want to say thank you everybody for watching, and like and subscribe. Do what you got to do. We're gonna be doing this weekly, every day, or not every day, every Thursday at 10 a.m. Every day would be fucked, but every Thursday 10 a.m. should be a new upload. So expect to see it. We're gonna do some side content here and there. Just do regular videos and talking, do some let's plays, maybe whatever you guys want to see. Let us know. We may take it into consideration. If you guys have any recommendations on how we should have things laid out, let us know. We're all new to this. We might not take it into consideration. We don't really give that much of a fuck, but we do want it to be fun for you guys too. So Now that I got
Yeah, if
that,
your idea sucks, don't expect us to do it.
yeah, and even if it's good, don't expect us to do it. We're fucking lazy.
Dead ends.
So, totally fine if you click off now, but one thing that I wanted to talk about was this Nike ad that I saw on Facebook, and I'm going to go ahead and write this down too, because this is just ridiculous.
Video's running long, and bro still wants to bring up this dumbass.
Dude, you wanted to talk about it too.
I thought it was funny. I didn't say I wanted to talk about it.
All right, well, we don't have to talk about it, but I just think it's fucked up that Nike's over here trying to incite racist violence towards one another, because this is clearly what they were going for. Now, you guys are going to say that I'm the racist one, but if you were to check the comments, everybody was like, I did not read Run Bigger when I first saw this. And I totally didn't either. I totally read something else, and I'm disturbed by it, and I'm mad that Nike's trying to do this. People were mad about the Sydney, whatever, who's that chick that posted the American Eagle ad, and it's like she's got good genes or whatever.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't want to say that because I was like, if I'm wrong, I'm going to sound so dumb. But yeah, people were so mad about that, but they're not mad about ads like this. And I'm not even mad about the ad. I'm mad about the text above it, because they're totally trying to make you see something. I know for a fact, because it made me stop. It made me stop and look at it. So it's just dystopian.
And even if that doesn't upset you, like, what the fuck does run bigger even mean? Like, who the fuck pays these people? And they're like, oh yeah, run bigger. That's fucking great for one of the most profitable organizations on the planet. Run bigger. You couldn't come up with fucking anything else. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's so stupid. It doesn't make sense. I don't think anybody has ever uttered that sentence in the world ever once. It's so backwards. Run faster, run better. There's so many things you could choose.
No, and because they put the black person on there, and that's, if they said that, that's racist. But if they put a white person on there, you'd be like, well, why aren't you including the black people?
Right. It doesn't even make sense. Everything's so annoying. It's just, I feel like they did it purposely to get people outraged. And that's why I wanted to talk about it. It's because corporations just do this shit so they get talked about. Like when Bud Light had that trans girl as their representative. Now they got the motherfucking man Shane Gillis as their representative because they understand who their core audience is. And they realized that it was a bad PR move.
Wasn't it Jaguar or one of those German car companies that did the that really gay ass commercial, and everybody started hating on it?
Okay.
Like really bad. They got like the Bud Light treatment.
I hate to do this to you, Kyle, but you can't have a voice crack when you're trying to roast gayness, okay?
Tom, I know where you live.
I might have fucked up.
I will drive 18 hours to slap your ass.
I know you will. I fucked up, guys. I want to retract my previous statement. Kyle is not gay. And I apologize. Kyle will beat my ass. We could do like a Kyle versus Dom power scaling. I think you just fucked me up.
Yeah, if we get to 100,000 subscribers, we'll post a video of me and Dom boxing.
Yeah, I'm down. 100,000, that's on the table. All right, so if you guys listened up until this point, which would be very surprising, thank you.
And if you didn't, we're very sorry that your wife's boyfriend doesn't give you more computer time.
Yes, sorry that your wife's boyfriend is putting you in timeout right now. But it's going to be okay. Maybe they'll let you sit in the special chair later. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
Cup chair.
Yeah, the cup chair.
I didn't know that's what you meant, but okay.
It's all right. It's all right. Just ruined my joke by explaining it. All right, peace out.
It's not all right. It's not all right.
It is. It's good. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.